My Business Problems. I'm Brooke Borup, your host with My Clone Solution. And today we have a doozy for you. So in the small business world, we all want to cut costs by using family members or friends to do our work in our business for us. But today, Julie Chopa from Clarity Finances is going to talk about some of the ramifications of hiring friends or family to do your bookkeeping in your small business. Julie, what do you got for us?
Well, a client came to me that just needed the QuickBooks, up to date because things were behind. And as we began to go through and put the years back together and everything, some of it didn't quite add up. And as it turned out, the daughter had been doing the bookkeeping. And throughout the process, we discovered that she had embezzled over $10,000 from her family, which, it's a family member you're not going to prosecute. But it's so disappointing. And that, we all want to include our friends and family in the things that we're doing, especially like a family business. And it's not that you shouldn't, but there are checks and balances that are in place. One person should not be the only one looking at everything, touching everything, opening everything, signer for everything, and no one else is watching what they're doing. That should just never be the case in any scenario. You need to still have the proper procedures in place, no matter who is doing the bookkeeping. Because you just don't want to. The way I look at it is even somebody that maybe does not, if you're hiring a friend, maybe the friend is, needs a job. And maybe they have no bad intentions when they get there, but maybe their child gets sick and they just can't afford the medicine. So they just borrow it from the business. They're planning on paying it back, but then they get in deeper and it snowballs and suddenly they're like, your friend is now stolen from you. And no one knew because no one was paying attention. If the checks and balances were in place, she would have been like, well, I can't get it from here. I'm going to either have to ask for a loan from my boss or I'll get it from somewhere else. It's just a safety guard for everybody to kind of keep you doing things the right way. I don't.
Well, and so in addition to that, it's not always a stealing or an embezzling situation. Sometimes it's just a personal one. I will tell you that in certain businesses that I've been a part of, the husband owns the business, the wife does the books, and then we run into a lot of issues of where's the money? Well, a point of contention in the marriage, or it becomes a point of contention in the family. So another thing that comes up is when you go to a CPA to get your taxes done on an annual basis or a quarterly basis or whatever you're doing with your CPA, and now there's problems in the books, like something wasn't done correctly, and maybe it was just lack of knowledge of having someone do the books that doesn't belong doing the books, right? They don't have the knowledge to do that.
Oh, so well, yeah, I see
there's
that.
A lot of, hire people for the superpowers that they have and not just because they're a friend or family member that need the job.
No, absolutely.
A lot of different things can happen. Right, Julie?
Oh, yes. I mean, I've seen that plenty, especially when you talk about the spouse where they kind of feel a little like they didn't really want to do it. It just kind of got left to them. And absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to, and I've definitely seen where the friend simply didn't know what they were doing. And yeah, that's a whole nother story. I don't know if you want that one on this or you want to hear that one now, or that has to be saved for later. But
well, it's just that thing. It's sometimes it's bad intentions, sometimes it's not bad intentions, sometimes it's lack of knowledge, and sometimes it just really falls into the realm of we shouldn't be in business together. And, whether it's working for you or being a partner in the business, maybe that's a thing. But when it comes right down to it, hire the best person to do the job, not the person begging you to do something for them. simple question or simple answer to this big question that as business owners at one point or another, we have all struggled with. Thank you so much, Julie, for being on this episode of Google My Business Problems. And everyone, we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.